Wei Yuxuan replied, completely correct. As long as the Shenyu Gate is destroyed, the world will be the Flying Dragon Castle, and the Flying Dragon Castle is the most decent of the decency. Isn't this the world peaceful? Xiao Evil smiled. Yes, as soon as the Shenyu Gate is destroyed, my sin will be great. Although the Shenyu Gate is not as decent as your Flying Dragon Castle, but they are still a little bit decent. I touch them like this. Don't the two factions of martial arts have a reason to kill me? And I can't touch it, and I don't want to touch it, so you're going to create a chance, right? That's not bad at all. Xiaoxie smiled dumbly. He was very sure of his judgment, and he smiled. Then aren't you afraid that I will lure them to fight your Flying Dragon Castle? Wei Yuxuan was stunned for a moment and then said, I haven't thought about this. Fortunately, as long as I make peace with Fran Castle and Shenyu men, we will immediately become friends, just like I let Zhang Jian go today. Xiaoxie smiled. Okay. You don't kill me for the time being. I'm also laughing happily. People are not as good as heaven. I hope you will always be right, and I hope you are always doing decent things, and occasionally do some bad things to me. I will also forgive you. Don't forget to bury these bodies. It's best to ask a Taoist priest to overtake. Wei Yuxuan said with a smile. Of course. Who should leave such a good thing to the Flying Dragon Castle if it is not done? Little Evil Dao, Wei Dabao too, we will see you again when we have time. I hope we will meet under normal circumstances, just like today you are a decent person. Wei Yuxuan said with a smile. I also hope so. It's really nice to chat with you. I don't need to say that you can guess. It's really my confidant and friend. If you were discovered by me earlier, maybe you would already be the deputy castle master of the Flying Dragon Castle. I don't dare to think so. If you go crazy that day, or change someone to be the lord of the castle, then I won't die. Yuan Yuxuan said, with your wit, with your evil spirit, who can do anything to you? I have a hunch. If you can defeat me, maybe you are the only one. I mean if you can, not that you must be able to, because you are already in my control. As long as you threaten me, I will kill you. Xiaoxie smiled. Life and death are life and wealth. You have the ability to avoid it, but I tell you, don't be too tired. If you are too tired, it is easy to miscalculate. If you want to drink ginseng tea, you can't drink horse urine, then you have to stink for 3 days if you don't die. The old man saved. Xiaoxie smiled and said, Lord Wei Dabao, do you know that I also have an attendant, Miss Xiao Ding? You probably know where she came from, right? Wei Yuxuan nodded and smiled. The old man knows that the beggar gang is the pearl in the palm of his hand. Xiao Evil smiled. Then what will you do to you? Wei Yuxuan said, it's still the same old saying. As long as there is a threat to me, I have to kill her. Maybe it's good to use her against you. It seems that you care about her very much, right? Xiaoxie smiled. Yes, you are right. I care about her very much. As long as you arrest her, you can threaten me. I can only stare dryly. There is no way at all. Wei Yuxuan chuckled proudly. So you will never be able to fight the old man. Xiaoxie smiled. It's still very early. Don't be too complacent. If I Yang Xiaoi were vague about you, I would have already wrapped up my tail and hidden. Put some thoughts on me. I'll go. Goodbye. He pulled Xiaoqi to the Fengzhen temple and went to find Xiao Ding. Wei Yuxuan looked at the body on the ground and sighed, and immediately told Xiaoxie to bury the body, and left the Inspiration Tower with the 5 masters and ran south. A gripping slaughter came to an end. However, it has brought a lot of trouble to Xiaoxie. Wei Yuxuan's arrival was not accidental, although Xiaoxie had spoken to him, but the two of them were intriguing with each other. Xiaoxie did not fully believe his words, especially when he said that he came for the 10 black turban killers. In fact, there are many flaws in this. The most obvious point is that because the 10 black scarf killers suddenly appeared, Wei Yuxuan could not guess it, unless he had been hiding around for a long time, but with his identity in front of his subordinates, he would not be able to watch people slaughtered and not show up. These are all problems. And the little evil only lived together, and this massacre was discovered by Xiaoxie, and then immediately notified Wei Yuxuan, so Wei Yuxuan came. As for how, and when, where was Wei Yuxuan at that time, this is no longer a question to be considered and known. Xiaoxie didn't get an answer in the questioning. According to his personality, he ran into it and said it. He couldn't figure it out and it didn't matter, and he didn't bother to think about it, so he put this series of questions aside for the time being, and he had the opportunity to turn it over again in the future. The little evil returns to the Tower of Inspiration. Xiao Ding immediately rushed over and asked, "How about Xiaoxie? Are you injured?" Xiao Ding held back 2 times. He was really worried when he didn't see the little evil figure. He wanted to join the war, and saw the figure rushing to the battlefield in large arrays. Ran plus the roar and wailing scared her. The most important thing is that she believes that there is no problem with Xiaoxie, because Xiaoxie's voice is the biggest, and Xiaoxie will roar when he sees the excitement, which undoubtedly informs Xiao Ding that he is still alive. I'm afraid this is something that Xiaoxie didn't expect before. Xiaoxie had to blow it now, and he shouted proudly, "Injured? Are you kidding that I think I am specially eating? Is the plan used by Ben Zhujiang still bad? No more, no less. I killed 400 of them, and I killed them with my own hands, he." He also emphasized that he killed them with his own hands. Xiao Ding was shocked and said, "Xiaoxie really died so many people, you are so cruel." She had a cold war, and she was scared. Xiaoxie glared at her and shouted, "Woman's opinion, I died and they laughed, haha, they died, but my friends said that I was so cruel, okay. Cruel is cruel, next time they come, you can tell them to kill me." Xiao Ding hurriedly said, "Xiaoxie is sorry, I heard that so many people had died, and I felt uneasy in my heart, so I said, I think you can't kill so many people, it must be their own hard work that will kill so many people." Right in her mind, she still didn't want Xiaoxie to really kill so many people in one go. How much she hoped that Xiaoxie was kind-hearted. Xiao Evil was bragging to the horns. He wanted to make Xiao Ding think that he was very good, and he would knock down 400 or 500 people in just 2 or 3 strokes in one breath. Who knows that Xiao Ding doesn't eat this set? It doesn't matter if he splashes him with a basin of cold water, and says that he is very cruel. This cow is really not good to blow, he only tells the truth. The little evil shouted, "There is a rush, too. I will kill too." Anyway, that's what happened, Grandma Heapy. Damn it, it's been less than a year since my Yang Xiaoxie debuted, and they've all found me. I'm very important and dangerous, Xiao Ding, I think you'd better go back. I'm too dangerous. In his tone, he was very angry.